Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at the Seidio Innocase Rugged with holster for the iPhone 3G and 3GS. This sells for $49.95, and it's available directly from the Seidio website, link in the video description. For the longest time, if you wanted maximum protection for your iPhone, really the only choice was the OtterBox Defender. With this case, Seidio brings a nice alternative choice to the table. Let's take a look at it. You don't get much with the case as far as added accessories because you don't really need anything. Everything is included in the case itself. So here it is. Here is the holster. We'll get to that in a moment. This case is basically three components. You have an outer spine, which I'll remove first. That's there. It's made of hard, rigid plastic. Then you have a heavy-duty silicone layer. And you can see it has cutouts for the spine to fit over. And then finally, you have an inner hard plastic shell. Now, it does come with several sets of instructions. One is for installing the actual case onto your phone. That's here. The other is for using the holster. We'll get to the holster in a minute. First, let's take care of the phone. Now, it does have a built-in screen protector. It does come with a little plastic coating on it to protect it. It has that built-in screen protector similar to the OtterBox Defender or the CaseMate case that has the screen protector as well. So when you're ready to install the case onto your phone, you actually put the bottom side on first. You'll see it has a cutout for the Apple logo. Not really going to see that once the case is fully assembled. Then you take your top piece with that built-in screen protector and you snap it on. I found it best to start in the upper left-hand corner and then snap all the way around, making sure all the points of contact are snapped together. Now when you're ready to remove it, you'll see it has a little notch there that you can actually use to remove it. Now I do have an anti-glare screen protector installed on my phone right now. That does work in preventing watermarking. As with the OtterBox, if you don't have that anti-glare on, you may get some watermarking on this screen. You can see the anti-glare, though, takes care of it immediately. I do have a little speck of dust under there. So once that's on, you can actually rock it just like this. This case is really versatile. It's really more than one case. It's actually several in one. If you don't want the full body protection, you could just rock the phone in this case. It's got the Seidio logo on it. It's got the cutout for the Apple logo, the camera lens, fully functional. Now, I will say that the cutout or the lack thereof around the home button is a little bit hard to get used to. You don't get that feedback when you press your home button when you use the built-in screen protector. The home button, it's just a little bit tough to get used to. You kind of have to press it a little bit harder than you normally would. It works just fine once you get used to it. Again, it just takes a little getting used to. So once you've got the inner shell on, the next step is to place the silicone layer over it. And you do so quite simply by wrapping it around just like any other silicone case. So there's your second layer of protection. Again, you could just use it like this if you want. You've got two layers now. Your Apple logo is now fully protected. You've got a serious amount of shock and impact protection on here now. You do have individual cutouts for both the speaker and the microphone, and there's a cutout here for your dock connector. You can see that you just have to lift the flap back. It's too thick to dock in any sort of dock, so you'll have to use a cable with this, but you'll be able to do so again. You just have to lift that flap back. So the final step is to take the spine and you do it like so. You line it up and then you just simply press it onto the back of your case. And there is the fully assembled Innocase Rugged. Really, really decent amount of protection here, guys. I mean, as much, if not more, than the OtterBox, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you've got that rigid spine, you've got the inside hard plastic, as well as the silicone on the sides. This is probably the most amount of protection of any case for the iPhone I've seen. As far as your ports go, you can see there that the vibrate switch is very hard to get to. I can just barely get to it. Now, it is silicone around there, so you can kind of move it, around to access that vibrate switch. I'm not going to say it's impossible to get to because you can do it. It just takes a little bit of work. On the side there, your volume rocker is fully accessible. Silicone there, you can use it just fine. The top does feature a cutout for the headset jack, but it's very, very recessed, if you can see that there. So you might have to test some headphones out to make sure everything will work. But when you're not using it, it's nice to know that that's protected. And of course, you've got a little nub there for the sleep awake button. You've got good feedback there. It presses quite nicely. I already showed you the bottom. Everything remains the same when that spine is on there. One more port on the back, and that's the camera. That's probably my least favorite part about this case. It has this little like flappy thing that goes over the camera lens. It sticks in quite nice. It just sticks out a little bit. If I can show you that there, I did notice it kind of catching every once in a while with my finger and thumb as I'm moving around the phone, and every once in a while it pops open. It's not terrible. It does kind of sit in there. It's just not 100% flush, as you can see. I wish it was a little bit more flush in there, but it's really nice protection for your camera lens. Like I said, it's almost like a little gasket there that protects the camera lens, and when you want to take a picture, you simply just move it out of the way, and it doesn't get in the way. You can hold it back with your finger if you need to, but you're able to actually take a picture just like that. Let me close that back up. Here is the holster that comes with the case. It's a face-in design. The interior is lined with felt. To insert the phone into the holster, you start at the bottom, and then you simply lift the clip up and move it over the case. It's locked in quite nicely, but this holster has a feature that I have not seen on any other holster, and that is actually the ability to lock the phone in there. So, while this is probably safe on your belt, you can actually lock this by moving this slide up and down. And let's see, right now it's in the unlock position, and I can move it up like that. And now this clip is actually locked, so it won't actually open. This phone will not come out. If I bump something while this is on my belt, the phone will not eject. When I want to take it out, I simply move the little slide down, and now I'm able to actually open it. When I want to lock it back up, I simply move it back into the up position. The belt clip itself is quite heavy, quite thick. It will fit on almost any size belt. You can see how thick that is, and it does swivel, so you can move it into the vertical or the horizontal position, whichever way you prefer to carry it on your belt. So guys, I really am enjoying the Innocase Rugged. Like I said, it's a really nice alternative to the OtterBox Defender. Still like the OtterBox. They're both good choices. They're both the same price. This one just maybe offers a little bit more versatility. Like I said, you can use it, like 3 cases almost. Starting from the inner shell to the second layer, and then with the spine. Really almost 3 different cases in one. And then the holster itself, with that ability to lock the case in. This has a few features that the OtterBox doesn't. You do have to, like I said, get used to this screen shield on the front and the home button and pressing it a little bit harder. But once you get used to that, I think it's a really nice choice. As far as size goes, I'm going to go out and say that it's a little bit thinner and slimmer than the OtterBox Defender. It doesn't seem as wide to me. It's a little bit more contoured to the natural shape of the iPhone. So, that has been a brief look at the new Seidio Innocase Rugged. Again, available from the Seidio website for $49.95. If you have any questions about this case or anything else, feel free to drop me a line. Otherwise, you have a great day.